that your day, your life is going to get better once your perception gets better. So I was sitting on the sofa, and as I was scheduling my videos to be uploaded to YouTube and also on Facebook, my Dollar Tree horse, that is, honey. One of the things that came to my mind was it's so funny how your life can change in a short period of time. I know sometimes we even have heard these sayings like in God's timing, right? And divine timing. And everything is really about your mindset. So I was just thinking, like, you guys remember, I know to the ones who've been rocking out. We've been in this like glue. We've been in this like swimwear. To the ones that's been following me on my journey or pretty much been on my journey with me, I appreciate you guys. But you guys remember last year when I would be uploading so many videos, right? And it would be times where as though I would be in the cold, negative 16 degrees, honey, in the cold, going to different Dollar Trees, in different cities. And I remember, and it's so funny how my life has changed. Okay. So this year, I am earning money on, hey, Anna, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. I am now earning money on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, I'm live. Anna, like, you live, girl. Yeah, I'm live, Anna. So last year this year I'm earning money on Facebook, right? And this is why it's so important to keep your dreams alive, like to keep on going. I remember I was messing with this guy, right? To be exact, my youngest children's father. Okay, I got love for him, very smart, smart guy, but I remember one time he said to me, and I told you guys, I shared this with you guys before. I had took Bob Proctor's program. It was $7,500 to take to be mentored by Bob Proctor. And when I say mentored, he wasn't mentoring you one on one, honey. It was other people that was in his mentoring program, right? And I remember Bob Proctor. So if you guys don't know, Bob Proctor was a part of The Secret. Let me make sure that you guys could hear me, because sometimes I be talking and I'm thinking like, oh, you could hear me. Let me just make sure. Give me a heart. Put a heart in the chat so I can see if you guys could hear me. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. All right. Hey, Steve, PC, baby, PC, PC. So, anyway. So Bob Proctor, he was like, go to your friends, because at this time I knew I wanted to do social media. But in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna do inspirational videos on social media, right? That was like my whole concept. And sometimes the way you think that things are going to work out, they may not work out the way you think they are going to work out. And that thing that you love to do maybe once upon a time, right? Because if you guys don't know, I used to love going well, I still love going, I like going shopping, that there's don't change. But it was once upon a time where as though I would go shopping a lot every time I got paid. I would basically be going shopping and stuff, right? And so I remember after my spiritual awakening, I wasn't really going shopping and stuff like that. It was parts of me that I want to say that I sort of suppressed, because I was like, oh, well, because of me being this way, that's why I would get the treatment I would get. So prime example, I was thinking that, oh, because I was so much into materialized things, that's why I was getting the treatment, or I was attracting the type of dudes I was attracting. But it wasn't because of the shopping, right? Like, how clothes gonna help you? I mean, how are clothes going to, define or allow you to attract certain types of dudes? It wasn't that, right? What it was although I was dressing up on the outside, and although I was, getting my hair did, every week or every 2 weeks, although I was doing all these different things, I still had a certain self-image of myself that I wasn't qualified, I wasn't enough, no one was going to love me. Like all these different things was playing in the subconscious mind. And that's why I always say, if you don't get over what's going on in the subconscious mind, I don't care how much you dress up, I don't care how much money you earn, none of those things are going to matter, because it's like you're going to have such an attachment to those materialized things that if you was to lose them, you would feel demoralized because you so attached to those things. And that's really what it was. So even Christmas, okay, so I haven't celebrated Christmas in like over 12 years. Yes. And I know for some people, like oftentimes when I got this from Narrow Knowledge, who talks about metaphysics and manifestation mainly. But one of the things he said was that many times people leave from one religion and go into spirituality, but those belief systems that they have with religion, they bring them with them to spirituality. And that's what I was doing. I was like, oh, well, I can't celebrate this and I can't do this, I can't do that. And you know what? Not for nothing, I've been having so much fun lately. Okay. Like I've been having so much fun lately. All the things that I was pretty much like, oh, I don't want to do this because this gonna stop me from being successful. You have to really do what works for you. And you're going to hear so many people along your journey that's going to say, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. And if you listen to, and I'm not saying not to listen to certain people, but you definitely don't want to be a follower. You really want to be a student of life, because some things may not work for some people, right? And some things may work for people. And what I really believe is all according to, right, that belief system around those things. Okay, what is your belief system around that? And spirituality is really about you being your authentic self. It's not about you being somebody else. Like times where so I would be like, oh, I don't watch TV. You know what? Not for nothing. I manifest, and I know it may sound really crazy. I manifest when I watch television. Like I remember, I could give you guys a prime example. Now, I don't watch a whole lot of TV because constantly I'm uploading videos. Like my videos that's coming out tomorrow, they already uploaded. Okay. I already scheduled them on Facebook and on YouTube. It's like 7 videos that's coming out tomorrow. But 7 or 9. I believe it's 7. But anywho, I remember this one time, right? I was going through some things. I like to say growing through. Okay, I was growing through some things, and I remember it was this show that I used to watch, right? Everything, somebody from the outside looking in probably would have been like, girl, you should really be panicking right now. But I wasn't. I was so content. I wasn't really doing too much. And to the ones that's out there, that's like, because I'm sometimes it shows up, okay? But to the ones that's out there that's like, oh, I gotta work so hard until I'm exhausted, right? That is all programming. That is definitely all programming. And sometimes it may show up in my life as well. And I have spoke to you guys numerous times about this. Sometimes it shows up in my life where as though I feel like, oh, well, I got to work so hard. And you know what? Sometimes you may be doing all these things because you care so much about other people's opinion of you that other people are going to call you lazy because they are doing, let's get this straight. Let's get this straight and hear me clear. Okay. There's people that's working jobs that they absolutely hate, right? And that don't have nothing to do with you. But it's people that's working jobs or doing things that they absolutely hate. And at times they want you to do the same exact thing. Like they want you to exhaust yourself because they are working at a job that they don't like and that they're miserable at, and they exhausted on But because they've been programmed, we all have been programmed. But because we have been programmed, oftentimes we will try and tell someone what we think that that person should do based upon what our belief is currently at that moment. And I say currently at that moment because beliefs, they can always change. Okay, they can always change. And so I remember this one time, right? I was going through a few things, right? And life is always going to be life, and it's up to you whether whether you say, all right, well, I do understand that life is always going to be life, and it doesn't matter how spiritual I am, okay? It doesn't matter, how religious or whatever it is I am, that I am still going to experience trials and tribulations of life. It's just something that just comes with the territory, okay? And it's not for us to ask for a challenge-free life. It is for us to understand that when we are faced with obstacles, when we are faced with challenges, that challenges are not going to last and they are not there to break us, okay? And whenever you're going through something big, do understand there is a big opportunity, right? So you may be looking at your life, and it's all according to perception, isn't it? Like you may look at your life and be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm going through, X, Y, and Z. This is so big." Instead, say this is really a big opportunity because the truth of the matter is really a big opportunity. It's all according to how you see things. Okay, so this time of year, I was not this time of year, but I was going through some things, right? And my life, it appeared a certain way. But guess what? Everything, sometimes things have to fall apart to come together. Sometimes in life, things have to fall apart to come together. See, you've been asking God to level you up in life, whether there's money, whether that's your finances, relationships, whatever. You've been asking God to level you up in life, right? And I remember even in the beginning of my social media journey, like I told you guys, I thought, well, I'm gonna make it based upon, me doing inspirational videos, not knowing that it was going to come from me doing shopping hauls, me doing vlogs, right? Me doing things that I absolutely enjoy doing, not knowing that. And you have to stick to it. And this is the reason why you have to stick to it. I know some of you guys, you may feel like, you know what, I'm just going to give up on that thing. You got to keep on going. You got to keep on going. 7 years. Okay. Let me see. 2018. 2018, I started doing social media. 7 years. Okay. And I remember when I started first, and this is something else you have to understand. Your journey is your journey. Don't compare yourself to someone else's journey. Look at other people's journey as inspiration, but don't compare yourself to anyone else's journey because when you do, it's going to rob you. It's going to rob you of joy. Okay. When you there and you saying, oh my goodness, these people, it only took them two years, for them to be successful. It only took them 5, whatever you think it is. Don't compare yourself. And I see it all the time, especially on Facebook. I see people on there saying like, oh, how long did it take for you to become monetized? Asking different people like, how long did it take for them to become monetized? You got to understand your journey is your journey. If you believe in yourself enough, you're going to keep on going. You're going to keep on showing up. You're going to keep on doing the thing that you have been called to do. You're going to keep on doing the thing. It doesn't matter what. You're not going to make excuses. It's some people that say, all right, I really want my life to change. But when just the weather, imagine it. You say you want your life to change, but because it rains or snow, you're like, oh, I can't go out today. So that means that the weather is in control. The weather is in control of your life. If it's not a sunny day, you don't go out. It was snowing this morning. Okay. And I did not care. I had got dressed. My oldest son was like, "Where you going?" I was like, "I'm going to Dollar Tree. I'm going to Dollar Tree. I got to record today. I got to record." You have to see yourself as that person already. You say you want to earn $20,000 a month. You want to earn 30,000. You want to earn 10,000, even 5,000. You have to see yourself as that person already. You don't become that person or say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna be that person once I'm earning that money." No, you be that person now. Like I was this person. I was consistent when I wasn't getting paid. I was showing up on social media each and every day when I wasn't earning. I was showing up religiously. So much so that my mother would be like, "You are so obsessed." Because I would every time you turned around, I was doing a video. Every time. And I mean multiple times throughout the day, I was doing videos. And so this is not something new to me. Like I'm very consistent. I show up every day, damn near. Every day, damn near, I show up. Okay. And so to the ones that's out there, whatever their thing is, whatever their thing may be that you desire, finances, relationship, whatever, you have to be that person now. I remember I heard this influencer. I don't really know if I should say influencer, but I remember I had heard this guy, right? Now he was working, I forgot his name. I seen him on TikTok, I believe that was. But I remember I had seen him and one at once on social media, of course. And one of the things he said was he was like, he was working a job. I think he was working at the airport or something. And he was like, he knew he wanted to be an influencer. Like he knew he wanted to do social media. He didn't know anybody who was doing social media. Like he didn't know nobody personally. He had people that he would watch on social media, but it wasn't like personal. Like he ain't know them. And I remember he said that he would say to himself, like when he would come home after working, he would say, "Well, what would your favorite influencer be doing right now?" Oh, they would be uploading. They would be showing the food that they're eating. They would be taking pictures of the food they eating. They would talk about the movies that they watched, right? And he said because of that, every day, him asking himself that, he would do those same exact things. So he became that person. Yeah, he was working a job and stuff like that, but he would ask himself this, like, what would your favorite influencer be doing? All right, so you say you want to be an influencer. You say that you want to be a content creator. Okay, so where's the content? Like you gotta listen, you can't talk about this. You gotta actually do it. Okay. You actually have to do it. Some of you guys, you talk about that you want this to happen, you want your life to change, you want all these different things to occur in your life, and you don't show up. You don't show up. It's like today, okay? One of my videos on Facebook, okay, it has like, I don't know if it's 400. Don't ever quote me on the time because sometimes I be off, right? But I don't know if it's 400 comments on this video. Now this video I did, when I did this video last week. I did this video to be exact was last Saturday I uploaded it. Cause last Saturday me and my oldest son went to Woodbridge. Last week I did this video. And it's just now taking off like hotcakes. Okay? You can't be like, all right, I want to do social media or whatever it is. It can be anything in your life. You can't say, I want to do this, but I'm going to do it only when it's convenient for you. Like, oh, I'm gonna do social media when the numbers, when everybody is commenting on a video, when I'm getting, a lot of engagement. No, it don't work like that. You gotta constantly you gotta constantly show up. If you're a wish-washy person, guess what? You're gonna get wish-washy results. You have to be consistent. And I remember hearing Miss Iyanla Vanzant say this. She said, the way you do one thing, that's how you do all things. The way you do one thing, that's how you do all things. So the way you look at it, like, no, I just do this over here. No, it's not. The way you do one thing, that's how you do all things. So if you really want your life to change, you are going to start doing something different and enjoy the process. Like, still have fun, because that was one of my things when I first started doing social media. I was like, I felt like I couldn't have fun. Like, I felt like everything had to be pretty much wrapped around social media, and that was it. If I was having too much fun, it's like, aren't I forgetting about, social media? So it was like me not even being in the present moment, because I'm so focused on, dang, well, if I'm having fun, then it's like I'm neglecting or forgetting about social media. That, like, when I first started. And I was unaware of that. I would come home, be yelling after I was doing Uber, because when I first started doing social media, I was an Uber driver, a Uber and a Lyft driver. And I remember, it would be times I would come home and I would be yelling and screaming, like, why the house look like this and all this other stuff, right? And I was so unaware at that time that it was all because I was feeling like I should be further along on my journey than what I was. And you may feel that way too. You may feel like you should be further along on your journey. But if you really was supposed to be further along on your journey, believe me, you would be further along on your journey. Okay. And so just look at your life where you are right now and understand that this is where you're supposed to be. And it's so funny. Like, I can't even explain some of the things that's been occurring in my life. Like, I remember a few days ago, I had went on my Gmail, and Sean Cannell from Think Media, I had took his class, but I think I did 1 month or 2 months of it. And I remember I was going through my emails, and it was like an email that I guess he sent to everybody that's part of his email list. And one of the things he was like, it's not about you being 5% better. And he says this, like, it's about you being 1% better than what you were yesterday. And when you look at that and think of that, like, in anything of your life, right? Like, I just need to be 1% better. Right. And that can be with your family life, that can be with your finances, that can be with your spouse, that can be on your job, right? I just need to be 1% better than what I was yesterday. That means that you're not putting so much pressure on yourself. It's like you're not, telling yourself, like pretty much just beating yourself. You're not beating yourself up. 1% better than yesterday. And I remember looking at that email. And when I looked at that email, I was like, because I was like, how could I get better, right? On social media. I did a video, and this happens. Let me tell you something. This happens to the ones that do content or want to do content. It's gonna be times where, as though, every video is not gonna be like a viral video. Every video is not going to be that's it's gonna be videos where, as though, you may be like, oh my goodness. And I had that moment a few days. I was like, oh my goodness, what the hell? So what I did was I went back to the drawing board. So what did that look like? I started watching videos again of people who've been in a YouTube game longer than me. Okay, that was one. I started critiquing, looking at my older videos that had larger numbers, and what I did to my older videos, I applied it to this new video, right? But imagine if I did that video. I have over 12,000 videos, and I like over 12,000 videos. I'm very consistent. But imagine if I would have been like, "Oh my goodness, this video, mm-mm, I'm not gonna do that no more." That's not even in a question. Like that. That's not even something that I think about. Right? It's like this is it. This is it. Get rid of the plan. Some of you guys, you got the plan B, C, D, E, F, and that's what's holding you back. Get rid of all those backup plans, because that's what's stopping you from going all in. And I remember, I went back to the drawing board, did the thumbnail and stuff over. Do believe it can be better, but did the thumbnail over. I also went on Facebook, and I was asking people in this Facebook group that I'm a part of. It's like YouTubers or something, and I was like, "Oh, how could I do a better thumbnail?" And they gave me feedback and stuff. But imagine if I would have been like, "Oh my goodness, the next video I did, it was way better." Like the numbers was significantly, it was way better. So that's how you have to see life. Like, it's gonna be times where as though even when if you feel like, oh well, I'm spiritual, but I'm still going through some trials and tribulations, and I should be better than this. I shouldn't be getting angry. I shouldn't be, honey. It's gonna be times where as though you're going to get angry. It's going to be times where as though you're going to be upset. It's going to be times where as though you doubt yourself. Doubt may come up. It's going to be times where as though you worry some. Those are all emotions that are, a part of me want to say normal, but those are all emotions that you're going to experience. And it's not so much of the emotions that you experience, it's more so how long do you plan on experiencing those emotions? Like, when you realize that it's not doing nothing for your situation, do you just still linger in it? Or do you say, you know what, I'm gonna pick myself up? And shout out, to myself, okay, for this one, because when I did that video, one of the things I thought about was Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich. And one of the things he says in that book, now I believe it's like chapter 2, I believe. And it's funny, I was cleaning off my dress and I was looking for Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich. And I was like, where the heck is the book? And honey, it was on the dresser up under the makeup. But anywho, so today when I was thinking about no, so back then, a few days ago, I'm like, I remember what Napoleon Hill said in that book. He said, like, I'm paraphrasing, of course. He said, like, is in life, it's going to seem like all these different things are going to come at you at once, right? Like right before the big breakthrough. It's going to seem like, things are going to come at you left and right. And a lot of people, they tend to give up right before the blessing comes. Like they give up because they like, you know what? I don't see it. Like they don't persevere. They like, you know what? I've been doing this, right? And I believe that it's a test that each and every one of us have to go through to see, like, do you really want it? Like, is Anybody can say, oh, well, I really want this. You know, I believe in myself and all this other stuff. But do you believe in yourself when things are good only? Or do you believe in yourself no matter things are good or bad? That's the questions you have to ask yourself. So, with that being said, I love you guys. Keep rocking out, believing in yourselves, keep on going and growing. Until next time, peace.